Hey guys, Liza Hudson from ConversionWise here, and welcome to a short video on what type of landing page might be right for you. So before I jump into the content of today, just a couple of announcements today. Firstly, if you're currently watching us in YouTube and you're new here, welcome to the group. And if you are not a member of our Facebook group, then you'll find a link underneath this video, or you can head on over to Facebook after this video and search facebook.com/conversionwise. Now, as I mentioned, this is a completely free group. It's a really great community. You're going to find all kinds of tips and tricks in here. Plus, we make a point of making our announcements here. So, for example, we recently launched our course, and of course, we will be releasing a theme in the next few months to come. So, if you are currently watching us from the group, guys, and you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please click the subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell so that you get told as soon as we drop some fresh content. So today is a slightly different one. Normally it's about how to optimize and all that kind of good stuff. But what I wanted to do is just go through some different types of pages and kind of let you decide, where you might be in your journey and which page might be right for you. So I've got some examples for you, and what I've chosen are, these are all pages that we've done, but the point is I've chosen essentially the kind of most popular and used in our industry, anything kind of direct response, e-com, lead generation. Of course, this won't cover every single type of page there is, but it will cover the kind of main categories and might help you to make that decision. So what I wanted to do was start with e-commerce and start with a store. So this, if you haven't seen it before, this is one of the stores we created, Pack a Mask, great store, great guys. But when it comes to stores, e-commerce, it might be that you have one SKU, you might have thousands of SKUs, but the whole point of having a store is it's really good for your kind of almost like your organic stuff, people Google searching you, or whether you're looking to kind of increase the lifetime value of your consumer, repeat business. Maybe you're trying to optimize your email kind of campaigns, and having a store will allow you to do that. Now, the great thing about a store, about a homepage, is that it gives your consumer brand awareness. It's all about building your brand. It gives you that kind of backing, that solidity behind you. And of course, it's going to give people confidence that you are a sort of real business and things are good. So little things like, the fact that you'll have your contact, customer care, all of these kind of additional bits that make this a larger sitemap are going to give consumers confidence. So think of this as a multi-page brochure for your products. Now, you can absolutely drive traffic to your stores. We would not recommend you drive it to a homepage. They absolutely can be optimized, but ideally you wouldn't run to a homepage, but you might want to run traffic to your product page. So this is the inner one of the product pages. And guys, we quite often talk about only driving your paid traffic to a direct response sales page, but you absolutely can, and people certainly do, and you should test driving traffic to your product pages. Now, the key thing with driving your traffic to a product page is to remember that you need it to be optimized. And that's why we always go on about this, because we see so many unoptimized product pages. But if you're driving traffic here in your store, if you don't have that direct response page for any reason, then just make sure that you are optimizing this to its fullest potential. Now, when I talk about optimizing, for anyone that is kind of new here, what I'm talking about is making sure you've got your clear calls to action for your consumer. You've got social proof. You're pulling out on the benefits of your products, creating kind of scarcity, all these good things that lead to conversion, certainly within a product page. Social proof is just so key these days. And of course, you have all that sexy content and nice, consistent calls to action. There's more to optimize in a product page, but you'll find a video on that. You'll find multiple videos on that here on our channel. So a store, ultimately, if you are trying to create your brand, create longevity, really get it out there, then a store, I would say, is an absolute must. Now, the other big player, let's be honest, these are really big players in our industry, and that is direct response sales pages. Now, why would you want to use one of these pages? Well, there's a few reasons that you might. So if we have a look at this particular page here, super buzzing about this page. This is a new one that we've just launched for the next level, guys, and T-Pain, and it's absolutely sick, but really buzzing that you guys get to see this page. But why might you want to use one of these pages? Well, within your store, obviously you had all of those navigation links. You had the sitemap, about you, the customer care. Well, a sales page is very, very narrow. It's incredibly focused. Typically, when you are paying for your traffic, it's a really good idea to send them to a page where you've got one specific goal, whether that's, whether it's to sell a bundle, whether it's to sell a single product, whatever it might be, it's one specific goal. There are no distractions on a sales page. There's no leaks. This looks like traffic leaks, but they're not. They simply jump you to different sections on the page. Now, these are absolutely great as well. If you say, for example, you don't want to have a store, say you've got a product that you haven't yet tested, and you don't know if your CPAs would be too high or whatever it might be, you just want to test your concept. Well, that's the ideal time to do a direct response page, because you haven't got to build a whole store. It's just going to be about that one product. You can test the water. Once you've figured it out, of course, you can build your store and build your brand off the back of that. So really, really good for testing. Also just really good for direct response pay-per-click traffic. I mean, ultimately, zero distractions. There is always a singular goal on a direct response. Now, I am talking purely e-commerce at the moment. I will get to lead generation, but they are really, really good when it comes to conversion. So what other types of page are there when it comes to e-com? Well, one of the big ones that we would recommend that you test with your funnels is going to be an advertorial. Now, advertorials are essentially really sexy blogs. These would sit before your landing page, and they're going to warm your consumer up to your offer. Now, it could be that it's a health product, something herbal where you need to educate your user first. Here you see an example of a hearing aid one. It could be almost any product, but essentially the point is that you are educating your consumer and you're giving them kind of like little subtle clues when it's time for them to take the next step to that landing page. So when they've read enough of this, they'll take that step and it will take them through to that landing page. Now, typically they do literally come in the form of like a blog, or think of it like a newspaper article. And it's just absolutely awesome if you're running native ads as well. So advertorials are particularly good for native traffic. So if you're running anything like that, do consider trying an advertorial before your actual landing page. It's just going to make the consumer's journey that bit more informative, and they might be more likely to take the action you want them to take. Now, advertorials in a funnel are also really good for lead generation. Now, for anyone that's kind of totally e-commerce and doesn't realize lead generation very simply is exactly that. What you are doing with lead generation pages is you are collecting information. So there's no money that goes from hand to hand, but there is that whole kind of opt-in. You're basically trying to get the details so that, you can either get them on a call, or you can start your email campaigns, or kind of however that might work for you. But it's all about data. And there's lots of ways that you can capture data on your lead generation pages. Now, again, we would recommend that you go for a direct response. Lead generation, when you're keeping it this focused, is absolutely awesome. What you don't necessarily want to do is keep it within a site. It's not quite the same as e-commerce. You really want to keep people super focused when it comes to giving you that key information that you are looking for. Now, Lead generation funnels can be really simple. So for example, something like this, it could be as simple as just, getting their email address. This could be a form fill with like name, email, and contact. Or it could be slightly something more complex. So say, for example, you work in, say it's health insurance, or I don't know, life insurance or something like that, something to do with health. Typically, it could be other niches as well. But where you want to capture, say you're trying to look for 10 pieces of information, you're trying to get 10 bits out of them. Now, if you have a form where you're asking 10 questions, chances are someone will just leave and not bother. So what you want to do is break it down into a multi-step funnel. Now, essentially what those are is it's, you kind of make it interactive. So it would be, question 1, how much do you want to borrow? They answer. 2, next step, and so forth and so forth. And you just make it really interactive and simple and break it down into steps. Don't have it all on one page, because chances of someone completing that would be quite low. There's also, there's lots of different types of lead generation. So it might be that you've got a lead magnet, and then you're trying to get this information from people. Obviously, they're going to send them something in return, and they work very well actually for kind of getting that information that you are trying to obtain. So you have lots of different ways that this works. And the other thing to do, again, like I said just now, is to go back to the whole funnel and test having a advertorial for your lead generation. Now, these can be really nice and really, really effective. Again, test your funnel, guys. If you currently have a landing page, whether it's e-commerce or whether it's a lead gen page, and you're running it completely on its own, do a split test, take it out, get yourself an advertorial, and try your funnel that way. See which one gets you the best response, because if you're not testing these things, you're wasting opportunities. It might be that that's just the thing it needed to take you over the edge, or it might be the other way around. But unless you try this, you won't know, and you could potentially be missing out on so many conversions. So I cannot stress enough the importance of testing these different kind of funnels. But again, look at this one. We've got a homeowners get solar. So solar power, another very, very big topic in lead generation. Absolutely massive. And certainly advertorials are working very, very well with that kind of industry. So again, it's basically this guy is telling us how this has kind of revolutionized his life. Everything is so much better, and he kind of educates people on the process. And you have your little calls to action to just subtly take people through the funnel that you're trying to get them through. So I have talked to you for quite a while now, so apologies, but I do get excited when we're going through these different pages. Now, clearly there are so many more pages. You have webinar funnels, seminars, you name it, there's something for everyone. But the main ones I wanted to cover were, are you getting more organic? Is it about building your brand? Then go with your store. Do you need to test a product, or are you trying to smash out your conversions? Then go for the direct response sales page. Maybe you need a slightly more elaborate funnel because you need to educate your consumers, in which case get that advertorial in place. And of course, for lead gen, the same things apply. Do you need to get lots of information from people? Then go multi-step. Do you need the basics? Let's go single. And of course, again, test that funnel with your advertorials. So guys, before I head off, of course, if you have any questions, just comment below, or you can hit me up on Messenger in our group. Make sure you ask to join our conversion rate community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, look forward to seeing you on the next one, guys, and speak soon.